remind you of a couple of things. Remember, your right hand should have some kind of fingernails on them. We talked about shaving them and using a emery board so that they're smooth. And then your left hand fingernails shouldn't have any fingernails at all. Very short, otherwise they'll dig into the fingerboard and it'll hurt your fingers too when your fingernails pushing up to make it harder for you to press the strings down. So your fingernails should be short on your left hand and then somewhat smooth, a little bit longer on your right hand. You probably want to hold the guitar on your right knee and figure out how it's comfortable for you. Remember putting your arm so that your shoulders kind of hanging loosely there. And you see where your thumb should be underneath the back of the fingerboard, about the middle. People have a tendency to grab the guitar like that, but that's bad. Makes it hard for you to move your fingers on the fingerboard on the other side when you grab the guitar like that. Some of the pictures that I sent had this because I was trying to make sure you could see it on the film, but your thumb should really be on the back of the fingerboard in the middle somewhere. And then ideally your fingers are there, kind of arched over the strings, ready to go down anywhere on the string, anywhere on any of the strings and on the frets, behind the frets. So we're arching, your elbow kind of relaxed, your shoulder relaxed. I play on the left leg because that's what classical guitarists do. Right hand the same way, relaxed, kind of hanging over the fingerboard, so that you can reach any of the strings. It's kind of hanging there. And people have a tendency to grab the guitar and hold it against their body like it's going to fall down, and then they get really tense down here and start pulling on the strings. Don't want to do that. Make it harder for you to play. So one of the things to do, even just when you're holding guitars, see if you can relax your left shoulder and your right shoulder. See if you can let your wrist hang limply. See if you can just sit there with your thumb in the middle of the fingerboard and your fingers kind of arched over, and imagine putting your fingers down on the fingerboard. Now remember, you might not have tuned your guitar in a long time, so this is pretty close to an A440, but you should look for an A440. That's the second fattest string. It's named A. Many tuning forks, pitch pipes have an A on them for guitar. You may have bought an electric tuner from, can't remember her name now, but use your electric tuner and keep your guitar in tune. That'll be the first thing. The most frustrating if it's not in tune and nothing will sound like anything. So that's the A440, that's the second string. This is the thickest string, E, next string A, then D. People always have this problem with down and up on the guitar. We're going to higher pitches, higher frequency pitches, G, B, and then E, a higher frequency E, an octave above this E, highest pitch. It's the lowest toward the ground, but people tend to think up the fingerboard this way, so higher pitch up, lower pitch down, even though this string, the fattest string, is up toward your butt, your face, and the thinnest string is down toward the floor. So try to be clear about that whenever I talk. That's why I'll sometimes say fattest string, thinnest string, highest pitch, instead of up and down. Remember we had, I think, you bought a capo. Remember, you might have bought a stretchy capo, but you can put this, to make the guitar easier to play, you can put the capo on somewhere like the 4th fret or something like that. Especially on a steel string guitar, because it hurts your fingers a little bit. They're kind of stiff. Sometimes helps to put the capo on the 4th fret, or the 5th or the 6th, wherever is comfortable for you. It makes this. You can do that depending on what key you want to sing in, or what pitches you want to sing at. But it can make it easier for you to play the guitar, because the frets are a little bit closer together, and because you put the capo on, made the strings a little bit easier, the shorter, it actually makes them a little bit less stiff. So trying a capo might be good. Just mentioning that it's one of the things you might try. Another thing while you're just sitting watching TV or something like that is to get used to just brushing the string down. Remember we talked about position and all that, and kind of holding the guitar in a relaxed way. But something you can do is just in a very relaxed way strum all the notes, all the strings.